Yo guys, what's up, it's Krypz, and today I have for you all my Void Knight Titan set. Now this set is based off the Sentinel subclass, and if you do end up liking this build, then I would recommend checking out my Paladin Titan set, as this is based off the Thundercrash subclass, and uses the Krypz of Fallen Star, which I know a lot of people struggle to make a set with. Now don't worry if you don't have any of the pieces in this build, as I will be showing you a bunch of alternatives towards the end of the video. So if you do find this video useful, then please drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel, as we are trying to hit 30k by the end of the season. But anyways, without further ado, it's time to get straight into the set. So here is the set in game. As you can see, I've hit it with the Izanagi ornament to make it look like a sword and match that knight theme. But yeah, like I said, I will be showing alternatives, as I know a lot of people will not have the arms and the chest plate specifically on this set, as well as the shader. So yeah, starting off with the armor, the helmet here is the Hardcase helm, which is actually a rare helmet in the game. I really do like this because of the clean design. Now, although it's not the most knight looking helmet in the game, I must say that this is one of my personal favourite helmets, so that's pretty much why I chose it, but I will show a lot of helmets which have more that knight feel. And any shader on the entire set here is Knight's Chill. Now this shader is from the Season of Undying Pass, which unfortunately is no longer obtainable, but easily is one of the best shaders in the game. Now something really special about this as well is, as you could see on plated pieces, it creates these nice engravings, and if you see very faintly at an angle, it does have these like little purple glow bits throughout with a nice blue tint. So it's a really nice shader overall, especially on plated pieces. On matte pieces though, as you can see, it does go a flat purple. Then moving on to the arms, we have the Virtuous gauntlets. This from the Season of Dawn Pass. Again, sadly no longer obtainable, but the reason why I picked this was because of the design here on the chest plate. It matches with like the arching look as well, so it flows very nicely together, and I overall really like the overlapping look here with the metal plating. Now it is asymmetrical, so as you could see on the right arm here, we do have a bit of a glow with some plating, and then on the left arm here, it's not the same plating, so it shaders a bit differently. You gotta be careful with shaders on this, but as you can see, it's like a curving out with overlapping plates. Then moving on to the chest plate here, easily one of the best chest plates for the Titan. I know a lot of people really want this. I think Bungie should bring back like an alternative to this for newer players. I think that'd be quite nice, considering people have been waiting a long time for something like this to be introduced back into the game. But yeah, I do have some alternatives later on which I'll talk about. But yeah, it has a really nice look to it. It's basically an upgraded version of Phoenix Strife. Has this really nice curved plate in the front here, and these feathers as well. The feathers are like some of the best they've done for like a chest plate, and also with some shaders it does colour the tips on the end, creating some really cool looks with it. Now the only issue I have is this unshadable orange, but with this shader actually it does pair quite well with the glow on the right arm here, so I say it somewhat blends out a bit, but that is an issue you may come across with a lot of shaders. Then your boots here, the Sunstead Greaves, the Majestic. This is from this year's Solstice. A really nice set overall, as you can see on the left here. I would recommend it for newer players if you don't have this set already. Even if you don't want the glows, I just recommend getting the Majestic version. They have really good pieces, especially for the Krypz of Fallen Star, like I've shown you on my Paladin set. But yeah, again, plated pieces allowing this shader to really pop on the boots here. It does have a bit of a lighter look on the cloth with the ribbon back here, but it's not visible from the front. And then as for the mark, I have the Lucent Night mark, which is from the Dawning Eververse. Unfortunately, if you're new, you're going to have to wait until the Dawning. I pretty much just chose this because I really like the lighter colour that it gives with Knight's Chill. Obviously I will show some alternatives as well for this, but yeah, it's pretty much just for the lighter look to contrast the darker colours being used. So yeah, that's pretty much my entire Void Knight set. I'm going to go with some alternatives now, but feel free to let me know what you think of it in the comments below. So now I'm going to be showing you some alternatives with the set. Now a lot of you asked about exotics, so I'm going to start with them first. So firstly, here we have the Helm of Saint 14. Obviously you're going to want to use this with the Ward of Dawn. This looks quite good on this set here. It's a bit big though, the helmet, compared to the rest of the pieces. To me anyway, on a male Titan, it's just a little large. This may look better on a female. But yeah, if there is an ornament as well for the 14th Nemesis, that won't look as good on this. I think the cleaner look would match more with the other pieces. Now if you were to pair other pieces, I know a lot of people will not have this chest plate, so you could go with Devastation Complex here, as you could see, or even Phoenix Strife. Now the issue with Phoenix Strife is the under armor shaders quite differently, so you could get a different color underneath here, so that does mean you'll have to go with something with a darker under armor to match the boots better. But yeah, if you do want the fur, then I'd recommend for newer players the Majestic piece. Like I mentioned earlier, this can look pretty good. It's not too bad on this set here. I wouldn't so much recommend the Solstice 2020. You could maybe create like a damaged look and show like the glow coming through from all the damage, but you would have to match the purple glow here with the helmet, meaning you will have to go with a purple shader so that the helmet glow changes, so like this here. But yeah, a piece that is amazing with this helmet is the Sunbreak. This is from the Eververse archive. Now I actually featured a set in my last video, Titan fashion sets, so they went ahead and used this year's Majestic piece on the arms. It works really well all with like grayscale undergrowth, a highly underrated shader with the Helm Sync 14 ornament. Overall a really nice look, and this is something I'd definitely try making if you are struggling with the Sync 14 helmet. Now another exotic I was asked about was the Fang pauldron. Now these don't look too bad on this set. The only issue is the horns are a bit pink like, so if you wanted to you would have to go with like more of a pinkish shader, or something a bit lighter. So we have Dawn in Tranquility here, or Dawn in Celebration. These are from the Dawn in event, but something I quite like is this shader here. Has a nice blend of pink and purple which actually matches with the horns. It's a bit harder to use on some armor, but I still think it's not too bad. I'm not going to try pronouncing it though because I know I'll get it wrong. So it drops from Eververse engrams and can sometimes be sold in the Brighter store. Now I did try something with the Solstice 2020 ornament. If you don't know, this is currently being sold in the Solstice Eververse. This didn't look too bad. The only issue I had was that the purple glows on this helmet actually don't match with the pink horn color. So you will have to be careful if you are like trying to use this glow or even any of the newer glows, as you could see. So I could see some people trying to make this work. To be honest with you, like I mentioned, you don't want to try get glows on this. Just try and keep to the normal. I think it's a lot easier and will work a lot better with most shaders. And as requested, the last exotic I'm going to show is the Dune matches. These don't look too bad. They're a bit wide for the bottom, and I don't think they suit that night look as much. Hip Waddle would definitely look better on this sort of set because it's more consistent, but to be honest with you, I would not use this for a night set. Now instead, some other alternatives I would use. For you newer players on the helmet here, I would pick Reverie Dawn. This is from the Shattered Throne dungeon in the Dreaming City. Really nice night look to it. Something else that's quite similar from the Last Wish raid would be the Great Hunt piece, giving you that more medieval night look. Then you could try the Carrack as well. The only issue with this is that it does have an shadable silver, but is easily obtainable from legendary engrams. Then as for some arms, you could go with the Reverie Dawn as well, again from the Shattered Throne dungeon, give it a nice sharp look. And if you want something a little bit less detailed than this, there is the RPC Valiant, which is a downgraded version. It's simply just a rare, so it's fairly easy to acquire. And there's also the Legacy Oath Gauntlets. If you want a more of a futuristic night look, maybe even a neon night, then you could go with this, and it was from the Deepstone Crypt raid. Now the only issue you're going to have is the unshadable pink holograms, but I still think this looks pretty cool. Then for some other chest plates, you could go with Moonfang to go with a more plated look. This is from the Prophecy dungeon, but like I said with the RPC Valiant arms, the chest plate here isn't too bad either. And there's also the Empyrean Cartographer from the Eververse archive. Unfortunately though, it does have that gold which is unshadable on the neck, so you will have to be careful with this one. And something I would also recommend trying would be somewhat of a rusted look. You could go with like a sort of Descendant Knight, maybe like a sort of Vex sort of theme to it. Go with some rust here and create a really cool night look with this chest plate. And some final boots I could recommend is Virtuous from the Season of Dawn, if you want to match that glow colour. Then there's the Lucent as well from the Dawn in Eververse. This can look really good as well if you want a lot of plating on your boots. Then there's the Reverie Dawn again. Just like the Reverie Dawn, RPC is also a great alternative, although the issue you have here is the under armor is actually not shaderable. But if you wanted a nice mark that comes straight down, then I'd say the Great Hunt piece also looks really nice, obviously from the last Witch raid. And finally, before I forget, for any of you which are new, there is a shader bundle in the Eververse archive. This sells for 1000 glimmer and gives you a load of different shaders. For some great shaders for a night look, I would say would be Golden Trace for a black and gold. If you just want a black and white, then monochromatic could really look good. There's also Arctic Pill here. This could also work with the Doomfang pauldrons as well. And from darker look, you could go with Metro 2. Really, as you could see, as I'm switching through, there's some really nice shaders here, and I definitely think you can find something that's really good for a night set. But yeah, they are pretty much all the alternative shaders and armor I wanted to show on this set. If there are any which you all find are really good and I haven't mentioned, then please leave them in the comments below. But anyways, for the rest of the pieces on this set, I chose the Izanagi's Burden with the World Shaper ornament. This was from last season, but it's really nice. I definitely recommend getting this. It looks really cool in game and gives that really nice sword look. Then the sword, I have the Crown Splitter with the Night Chill shader. Again, to match with the setting, it was really cool engravings. I think it looks awesome on this sword here. Then you go shy of the right choice from the Solstice. I picked this for the nice details on the ghost shell here, with the nice metallic and engravings, which really helps suit with the rest of the set here. Then the Sparrow's the Golden Pride from the Season of Undying. It looks really awesome with this shader. Unfortunately, it's a blue glow on the eyes. That's the only issue I see with this. But I pretty much picked it because it's like one of my favourite Sparrows in the game. And then finally I chose the Radiant Accipiter with the Nitrotel shader again. Matches with the chest plate where the feathers are, with these nice little decals here. So yeah, that is pretty much my Void Knight Titan set. Let me know in the comments below if you do like it, and if you did, then please drop a like on the video and consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any of my future fashion builds. Like I said earlier, Arc Paladin set is in the description. This is a video I definitely recommend checking out if you are struggling with your Corrosive Fallen Star. And if you are struggling with some Titan set ideas, then I would also recommend checking out my previous video, which was Titan Fashion Sets number 13. I show off a load of different sets from my Discord, and my Discord is also a really good place where you can improve your fashion and also just get some tips and ideas of other members. We have around 4,000 people in there right now, so I'd highly recommend joining. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching and for all the amazing support on all the recent videos. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.